Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As we are here tonight at the Richmond Raceway with the ARCA Evolution Series as they hit this mile racetrack here in Richmond, Virginia, ready to do battle for 65 laps here tonight at the Keep It Clean 65, brought to you by the Evolution Racing Leagues. We have some proud sponsors here at Freaky Fast and Evolution Racing Leagues here that make it all happen, and we want to give a special shout out to all of them who help us here. Or Nissan Central. They are the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City. You can make sure to go check out their website at www.ornissancentral.com and tell them that Freaky Fast Broadcasting sent you there. Next in line, we have Sheffield Graphics. They're the leading designer in sim racing paint schemes and liveries. It was found by a Navy veteran, and a portion of every paint goes directly to the Military Foundation Folds of Honor. It's a great nonprofit organization who gives sponsorship to the families of fallen soldiers and disabled veterans. Make sure to go check them out on Facebook under Sheffield Graphics and tell them Freaky Fast Broadcasting sent you there. Next, we have ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air like a traditional speaker, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go to ButtKicker.com and check out what you have been missing there, and you can get to feel that, as we have a promo code FreakyFast20 that can get you 20% off on any purchase at ButtKicker.com. Remember, that's FreakyFast20, Freaky with 2 E's, and it'll get you 20% off there, and you can feel what you've been missing from ButtKicker.com. So shout out to all the sponsors who make it happen here at the Evolution Racing Leagues and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We appreciate them. We also appreciate all you fans out there tuning in. I am Zach Hall up here in the booth tonight calling the shots. Along with me will be Brandon Colley giving you all the great insight from the driver's seat. And next we have Robert Moyer Jr. giving us all the great camera shots out here on the racetrack here at the Richmond Raceway. Here tonight, the Keep It Clean 65. Brandon, it should be a pretty fun race to watch here with these ARCA cars go around here for 65 laps tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Did a couple bits of practice with these guys this week. These cars are a lot of fun to drive, and really a lot of potential for side-by-side racing here. Early on, fresh tires, it gets a little bit loose, but after that, it's really easy to get the power down here and get a good launch off the corners. So I foresee a lot of good battling tonight, Zach.
Battles all over the racetrack is what we may be able to see here. The Richmond Raceway can definitely produce that here, as it looks like we're just ending our practice session. These guys are about to head into a 5-minute qualifying session here to see who can bring home that Sheffield Graphics Pole Award here tonight at the Richmond Raceway for the ARCA Evolution Series. Man, I tell you what, Brandon, like you said, you got some practice out there. So, what are these drivers going to be fighting the most here tonight at this Richmond Raceway?
Well, I think fresh tires on the entry to the corner, Zach. The car is really really light, especially with this lighter fuel load, and it's very easy to overdrive and lose the rear end. And if you can get past that, until the tires really get up to temp, it's pretty easy to light up the rears off the corner. You're going to have to be on the wheel and right on that knife's edge of losing grip on the right rear to be fast here. And it does trend to the tight side, so these guys are definitely going to be messing with that brake bias throughout the run, just trying to find the perfect balance to get the most speed they can.
Finding that perfect balance is going to be the key here tonight at the Richmond Raceway as these drivers go to battle on this fantastic track. It always seems to put on a great show as these drivers are starting to put in their first initial times here at the Richmond Raceway. It looks like Hunter Hayward in that 21 is going to be the top man on the board so far as he topped our practice times. We'll see if he can back up that time here in practice. And I believe the second lap should probably be the money lap, I'd imagine, Brandon, with the tires coming up to heat.
Absolutely, it is. It's the first lap out is incredibly slick. You're going to be really hard pressed to get the fast time down on your first lap. Just kind of take it easy and build up some temp in the tires and try to get after it for your second lap. But even that second lap is pretty treacherous. As Hunter Hayward right now with the 21.96, that's pretty much what I expected to see for a two-lap qualifier. His practice time blew my mind. I didn't expect to see anybody running a 21.7, but the 21.9 for sure. Expected to see that for good qualifying times tonight.
Yeah, the times Hunter Hayward's putting down right now. I tell you what, that kid, he is looking fantastic this season so far in the ARCA Evolution Series. We've seen him go, win multiple races in a row to start out a season. Then, didn't get the win last time out in this ARCA Evolution Series, but I tell you what, he is definitely always a threat. And the times he's, like I said, he's put down in practice and qualifying so far, he's been upwards of 2 tenths quicker than anybody on this racetrack all night.
Yeah, and the one thing I've got to point out is the tire fall off is pretty substantial over the course of 10 to 20 laps. You got about 7 tenths. It's about half a second for 10 laps, then down to 7 tenths for the next once you get to 20, and then after that it kind of plateaus between 7 tenths and about a second of fall off there, and it kind of just rides there until the end of the run. And I've got to point out also that Christopher Smerol and Anthony Gaudio, those are also going to be two guys to watch out for to contend with Hunter Hayward. I know they're super fast from the practices that I've done with these guys. And if Hunter can keep his stuff underneath him and not burn it up, these guys are going to be able to really contend, and he's going to have a fight on his hands for sure.
Yeah, Brian finally able to put himself in that second position in that 98. Great lap from himself. Picked up a little time from practice. And that's something we're not seeing much guys do here from practice. So seeming like the track has lost some grip or slowed down per se. So right now with about less than 2 minutes to go, let's see if any other driver can go out there and snatch a position here for one of these top 10 players. Or top 10 players, top 10 drivers.
I'm actually pretty surprised that we only had the one driver able to knock himself into that 21-second bracket. Everybody else, not even any 22 flats. Everybody else pretty much either a 21 or a 22-1 to 22-2, and then threes and upward. Um, so I think they're really struggling to find the grip for the rear end to get that good run out of the corner, Zach.
Yeah, and it's tough. That's one of the toughest things at this racetrack. It's one of my favorite for just really having to put the power down each and every lap. It just seems like you never got enough rear grip here, even if you don't have a lot of front turn. It seems like always the rear is gonna step out for you. As you're here watching Kevin Zabel doing that 17 put down his lap time here to see where he puts himself on the board at the moment right now in that 13th position in that 17 machine. So looking great so far. But right now, looking at points, it's coming in here tonight. David Edwards with a 29-point lead over Matt Upbrook. So two Donkey Bunch racing teammates there leading the points. Stephen Carey in third, Jeff Carson fourth, and Kevin Dowd in the fifth position there. About 59 points back from points there, David Edwards. So David Edwards right now leading that points. He's right now sitting eighth on the board. So great lap for him there. And Matt Upbrook is the second place man in points back in 21st. So a wide separation there for the two teammates, eighth to 21st years. It looks like we got the final 10 seconds of qualifying.
Yeah, and not a good start the race being in the back of the pack for a short track. But if you can manage your stuff and just run a smooth, consistent line, really find your rhythm, yeah, you can get through the field pretty quickly here. So if Matt Upbrook's got the speed and he feels comfortable here, I imagine he'll be making his way to the front before too long.
We'll have to see how that all plays out there for your second place point man of Matt Upbrook. But we'll head now to our starting grid here as Hunter Hayward is able to bring home that Sheffield Graphics Pole Award here tonight in that 21. A great lap time at 21.96. Second's going to go to Brian Fine. Third's going to be Christopher Smerol. Fourth position is Anthony Gaudio. Fifth is Kevin Dowd. Sixth, Stephen Carey. Seventh, Kevin Zabaldil. Eighth, David Edwards. Ninth, Stephen Potter. And rounding out your top 10 is Buddy Pitts in the 24 machine.
And we got the 6th of Richard Gonzalez in the 11th position, then the 000 Josh Holmes in 12th, Carl Thompson in 13th, Matthew Dude in 14th, Albert Hewins in 15th, Justin Malarkey in the 73 in 16th position, Stephen Rasick in the 2 in 17th, Justin Hendry in 18th position, Michael Haru in 19th, and Ryan White in the 20 in 20th place.
21st going to be your second place point man. Matt Upbrook. 22nd, Jeff Carson in the 81. 23rd, Bob Fitzpatrick Sr. 24th, Jake Shea. And 25th will be Harold Rothery. And that'll be your starting grid here tonight from the ARCA Evolution Series from the Richmond Raceway. We'll go ahead and pull up our pole winner here, brought to you by Sheffield Graphics, of Hunter Hayward, and see what he has to say after pulling home this pole here tonight, and let him talk to Brandon Colley. Here's Hunter Hayward.
Hey, Hunter, it's Brendan in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, man, congrats on getting that Sheffield Graphics pole. I was actually surprised nobody else was able to put up a 21-second lap except for you, so great job with that hot lap there. I got to ask you, man, fresh tires, this track, it's a little bit treacherous with these ARCA cars tonight. What do you think the key points are going to be for tonight's race?
Oh, definitely the key points would definitely be keeping your tires under you, just trying to keep a good feel with the car. This car really tends to be loose and then tight and then really loose again. So my best call is just to the best call would probably just keep your tires under you. Try to save. Just don't push it too hard so you won't burn up your right front and your right rears, because it's really easy to spin your tires here. But yeah, no, it was a really good lap here. I really like this track, and Richmond's definitely one of my favorite short tracks, and I'm surprised I was the only one who ran a 21 also. That 3 car looks really fast tonight also, so keep an eye out for him.
Well, man, wish you the best of luck here, and we'll be keeping an eye on that 21 DoorDash machine you got down there tonight, and hopefully you can bring it home in victory lane with this track being your favorite. So we'll let you get back down and get this thing going.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, that was Hunter Hayward, your Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight for the ARCA Evolution Series, as these drivers do their second pace lap to warm up here. Brandon, from the start here, 65 laps at the Keep It Clean 65 here for the ARCA Series. What do these drivers have to expect from the opening gates here down in the turn 1?
Expect everybody in front of you to break a lot earlier than you think. Even where you would imagine, your normal run braking zone being, back it up a touch, because trying to go in that hard on these fresh tires, the back end's not going to like it, especially if you've decided to lower your brake bias a couple clicks. Really easy to spin the car there, and if you're in the front of the field, you definitely don't want to get into somebody or loop it in front of the rest of the field, because that will cause a big accident lap 1.
Yes, it will. And pace car going to look to turn off here. There it goes. Pace car off the racetrack. And we're getting ready for that green flag to wave. Green flag is in the air in the ARCA Evolution Series. Kicks off tonight. Keep It Clean 65 here for 65 laps at the Richmond Raceway. Great racing coming out of 2 here, side by side. The 14 Christopher Roll trying to make that bottom work on Brian Fine of that 98. Looks like he'll get that pass done, move himself up to the second position as Hunter Hayward tries to check out from the field. What a first lap for him. 7/10 of a second lead already. Trying to use that qualifying speed to reach new limits here as Morrell goes to second with Gaudio into third now in that 3 car.
And it looks like everybody's about single filed out down to 11th and 12th place, really battling back there. But that's really what you want to do. Get single filed out, find your rhythm, figure out where your speed is, and then just go try to make passes after that. everybody's doing a pretty good job of that. Nobody getting too hard into the corners here. Everybody nice and clean so far.
Yeah, great single file action here so far. Everybody getting smartly single file here. Let these tires come up to temperature. Right now in the battle right now, watches Richard Gonzalez in this 6 machine. Looks like he makes the pass on the 94 of Steve Potter, moving himself up into the top 10 as Potter now under attack from Josh Holmes from behind, but he slides up the racetrack. And this is kind of where all the racing is going on back here with Malarkey in the 73 in his 15th position. Albert Hughes directly behind him in 53. These guys are battling all for a top 15, top 20 position here with Jeff Carson back there in the Bud Light 81 machine. Really trying to get everything they can here early because the 65 laps not a long way. And you got to get everything you can here to get track position at Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've really got to take care of your stuff. Seen a lot of guys try maybe the high side here, not quite working. A little bit. Some guys going in just a little bit too hot, washing up the track. After a while, it's really going to hurt your right front and hinder your forward progress here as you try to make passes. They've only got one set of tires in the pits, and they're going to have to make at least one pit stop for fuel. They cannot make it all the way to the end. I think they're about 10 laps short, if my math is correct, on being able to make it to the end here. So pit stops absolutely going to be a factor.
Yeah, with the fuel load they have here tonight, Brandon, definitely going to have to pit, like you said, about 10 laps short. So if we get a caution, though, it could play out where you could make it on this one set of tires and, all the way to the end of this race. So it's possible to do, but at the same time, I feel like they go long enough, you might as well come in and put that set of tires on that you have in the pits.
Yeah, I think if we go any more than 20 laps, I would expect these guys to take their set of tires. Like I said, it's about a second fall off from the start of the race to 20 laps in. So if you get caught out trying to play a strategy, you've got to hope for a quick caution. Otherwise, you're going to get swallowed up alive by the rest of the field.
Looking here at the 15 of David Edwards. He is our points leader here, and he is right now up into that 6th position, lurking outside that top 5. David Edwards just been strong each week. He's just been really one of the most consistent drivers, I'd say. He's had flashes of brilliance, but he's also just each and every week fighting for a top 5 or a top 3.
Well, it's nice to win each and every week, but it's not going to help you in the long run for points if you come out and win one week and then the next you finish 23rd. Those consistent finishes are really where you bank in all the points, even though you're not getting wins. The championship is the big goal here.
We ride here looking at the Milk Duds machine, number 15. Making our producer Robert pretty hungry up here for some Milk Duds. He's in that 6th position. Here you look back at Buddy Pitts in this 24. He's under attack from the 6 of Richard Gonzalez. Ooh, Gonzalez going to back out of it there. But try to get the run here off of 2. Can he get it? Yes, there is the run coming down the back straightaway. Richard Gonzalez to the inside down to 3 and 4. Looks like he'll try to get that 9th position for the 24 Buddy Pitts. There he is. 9th position for Richard Gonzalez.
And I've got to point out, the last couple of weeks, we've really seen Richard Gonzalez in that 6 show a lot of speed. Every time we've hit the track, just getting slowly better and better as the season's going on here, as he's moved himself into the top 10 now, looking to chase down the 17 of Kevin Sabledo.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, each week he just keeps getting better and better. And he's just right on the edge of getting that first win here in the ARCA series, and then you even got Kevin Zabaldil ahead of him. Each week he's knocking on that door of this top 5, top 3 position. So we can see one of these drivers break in to that winner circle or that top 5 position here at some point this season. I believe here at Richmond looks like a good shot so far, running in the 8th and 9th position, both those drivers.
Looking back up here to the front sack, it's Stephen Carey in the 5th position. Got 3rd, 4th, and 5th all jumbled up here, but Chris Smerol and Hunter Hayward have been able to stretch out a pretty substantial lead over the rest of the field.
They really have. You're looking at Smerol right now. He is really looking strong in the 14. He's actually been turning a little bit of quicker times than our leader, Hunter Hayward. Hunter Hayward he can definitely, if it comes down to a short run, it's going to be tough to beat because he just has that speed that launches him out there. But at the moment, the 14 is closing the gap right now, running a 24.44 to Hunter Hayward's 22.49. So great good job by the 14 to start closing this gap in here on lap number 16 to see if he can put some pressure on Hunter. Say what the pressure's on Brian Fine with Anthony Gaudio, Stephen Carey, David Edwards, all of these drivers from 3rd to 6th, all on top of each other.
Well, a couple laps ago, it was the 98 making the move to take the 3rd position to the inside of the 3 of Anthony Gaudio, and Anthony hasn't really been able to get back to him, just kind of holding steady now as he's under pressure from the 83 of Stephen Carey. I think they're just kind of in that transition phase where the handling really starts to change, and you're going to have to start, planning on what you're going to do with your brake bias, because the right front's heating up a good bit. It's not wearing very much, but there's a lot of temp in it. It's going to hurt the turn for sure.
They're right on board with Anthony Gaudio. He's last week's winner too. Marshall, remember we had that wild finish in Marshall where the whole lineup was confused. Didn't get a chance to talk to our top 3 last week, but Anthony Gaudio was one of those drivers who performed very well and was able to bring home that victory at Martinsville after riding around pretty much in the top 3 all night. He's going to get into the top 3 here, go to the inside of Brian Fine, and try to get that 3rd position from that 98 as they race off of turn 4. Looks like it's side by side here as they head down to 1.
Yeah, the 3 a little bit sideways coming out of turn 4 that time. Couldn't quite get the run he needed, but should clear the 98 here as he does not decide to hop in front here. Still leaves the lane open, but should be able to make the pass by the time they come out of turn 4. But now Stephen Carey looking to take advantage of Brian Fine being stuck in that outside lane to follow suit.
David Edwards is going to look to do the same here as Stephen Carey. Brian Fine side by side headed down the 1. Can David Edwards sneak his nose in there in the 15? That's his goal. But the 98 saying, no, I want to close that door. If he gets a decent enough run, he should be able to close the door here on the 15. Here comes the 15 of David Edwards. He says, I'm going to kick the door open.
And I was expecting the 98 of Brian Fine to really roll out of it here and just let the pass happen and make sure that he was able to close the door and hop back in line and not lose an extra position. Didn't quite do that, but still able to hang on to that 5th position. And David Edwards still hanging out in that 6th spot.
Now, Brandon, I tell you what, 22 laps in, this has been a pretty good long green run here so far. Looking on this battle back here, Ryan C. White here in the 20. When did these drivers elect to pit? Some of these guys back here, like Matt Upbrook, he's running 18th. He's up from that 21st start position, trying to get some points built up in that number 16 machine. As he's got the 4L Rotary right there in front of him. Also with Carl Thompson in the 66 here, battling for about 15th, 16th, 17th position right now.
Well, if I'm these guys at the back of the field here, I'm going to try to wait as long as I can to have the freshest tires that you can at the end of the run here. Try to stretch it as far as that fuel tank will let you. Or, if the leaders decide to pit, say they try to split it right in half, about lap 32, try to run it to about 35, 36. Just a couple extra laps to help you on speed and help you make up a few more positions, because tires are king here. The lap times when everybody, they're within a really close margin, and it's a couple hundredths that are making the difference on speed right now per lap. But if you can have a tenth per lap advantage on somebody, that is huge at a short track.
Oh man, look at it, Justin Malarkey up in front of this to 73. He was all looking like he was gonna dive up the inside of the 000 there, Josh Holmes, as they battle off of 3 and 4 here. What great racing we're seeing so far here through Richmond. This with the fuel load they have here tonight, it puts you in a tough situation personally if you're the leaders. These guys, like you said, Brandon, it's really right now kind of these drivers. I feel like the risk for them is they can risk a little more. They could go farther. They don't have to exactly split this perfectly up and get that perfect undercut to pull off a good position. These guys could possibly wait longer. You never know, catch a caution, or just have the freshest tires down to the very end. So I think you'll see a lot of these drivers take a chance at maybe staying out here longer. But for Hayward and Smirol and Carey and Gaudio and Edwards, those drivers, I don't know exactly what they'll be thinking about pit-wise.
Well, if say somebody like Harold Rothery or Josh Holmes, anywhere from 10th to 15th, if those guys decide to pit, split it halfway, they're going to be able to make up a lot of time. And then the downside is that Hunter Hayward, if they decide, okay, these guys are starting to pit here, we can't give up too much time to these fresher tires, they try to come in, The most dangerous part is going to be during that green flag pit cycle where you've got the fresh tires versus the old tires. A lot of opportunity for somebody to misjudge a run that they have and cause a caution, and really easy to get trapped a lap down that way, or just back in the pack for these leaders. The strategy is just it's so up in the air here. There's so many things these guys can do, and one mistimed caution at the just exact wrong moment can kind of ruin your race and put you too far back to really do much.
Great race so far here at the ARCA Evolution Series. Shout out to all the fans out there tuning in. We really appreciate all you guys out there. It is a pleasure to call this race here tonight here for these guys. It's been fantastic so far. And everybody out there, make sure if you haven't, please, we would love it if you'd hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. It really helps us out on Facebook and YouTube for future races here. But man, oh man, it's been great so far. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We have 2 great races here tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and this is only the beginning, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely. I also did some practice in the cup cars that we're going to be seeing later tonight, and that race is going to be full of excitement. So be sure to stick around for that once we're done with our coverage here. But right now, the ARCA action is just popping off. Got guys making passes everywhere. Lap cars are now becoming a factor.
Yeah, lap cars getting into this battle up here now. I tell you what, Hayward's done a great job through traffic, mostly. Looks like the 21 is definitely started to gap that 14 as they went through traffic, and those two have put about a 6 to 7 second gap on the rest of the field. So it's become Smerol Hayward 1v1 time here if this race stays green. So see if Hayward can continue to grow that gap. It's weird. He takes off real quick. Seemed like Smerol had the edge in the middle part of the run, but here as the run has went on, seems like it's favored that 21 more.
And that's something that Hunter Hayward's really good at. I've raced with him for a little while, and he's just really good at making adjustments to how his car's feeling. He's immediately able to recognize, okay, I've probably overheated the right front, change up his line, get the temp back in it, and get the handling back, and in turn recover the speed. He's really good at the short run, not so much the middle run, but once you hit the long run, he just fires right back up again. It's very talented driver in that 21.
Definitely is. He's shown a lot of promise so far. And I tell you what, through this season so far in the ARCA Evolution Series, he's been one of the top contenders, that's for sure. As he came firing out the gates there for his first couple starts of the season, and he knocked off, I believe it was 3 races in a row there for his first 3 starts, and then that 4th start didn't get the victory to make it 4 for 4, but he could possibly make it 4 for 5 here tonight.
That's still a pretty good win ratio for starts there, so I'm sure Hunter would be absolutely happy with that. And he's working for it right now. He's showing, hey, if I win this race, it's definitely not a fluke. I've got the speed that I deserve to win this race, but I'm sure that 14 is going to have something to say about it by the end of this.
Yeah, the 14 of Smerol, he always seems to have something left in the tank. We've seen it multiple times this season. He'll lose some time, and then all of a sudden he'll start to find some of that long run speed he's got in his back pocket. And if he's going to have it, he needs to use it now with about a 1.7 second lead up to Hunter Hayward here as they cut through traffic. Right now, they're lapped all the way up to that 18th position. Next in the way of the leader here is Ryan C. White. You got Steve Potter and Josh Holmes battling right in front of him. That's the thing. The closer Hayward gets up here, the tougher it's going to be to pass these lap cars because they're going to be faster and faster, and they're going to be battling.
Yeah, and when you catch guys that are going to be battling for position, they're not going to... Ooh, it's a little bit of contact in front of our leader here. Ooh, that was...
Well, and Hayward's got to be patient here.
Absolutely. As a leader going through lap traffic, you got to recognize these guys are battling, give them a little bit more space and a little bit more room. Be really patient. Don't try to force the issue here. Single cars, they're going to be more than willing to go ahead and give you the lane, but if they're battling, they're just saying, hey man, come on, just give me a break here, let us get single file, then I'll give it to you.
Tell you what, he lost about 2 to 3 tenths there on that lap, but he did a fantastic job of being patient. Could have forced the issue maybe and got caught up in some trouble, but he backed out of the situation, set him up for the pass, got by, and now Smerol's got to go by this. So that's my thing. You got to keep in mind the guy driver behind you still has to get through this. And I tell you what, Smerol's getting held up a little bit here in the 14 as he gets behind Buddy Pitts in the 24.
Yeah, a couple guys checking up in front of him there to avoid some contact, and he really had to get on the binders. Lost a good bit of time to the leader currently. And I'm wondering, Zach, with coming to start lap 43 here, I believe if you can, oh,
Yeah, we got a driver with a tire down, I believe, in the 48 of Bob Fitzpatrick here, senior. His left front tire is sparking pretty hard. It seems to, I wouldn't say fixed itself, but it's not sparking like it was. But man, his tire was dragging all the way around this racetrack. So I'm interested to see if that thing is still locked up. I'm going to check this left front tire. It's spinning, but there's definitely something jacked up on that 48. He's going to have to hit pit road here at some point.
and that was going to be my point. That I think at this point in the race, we should be seeing guys come down to start taking pit stops here. I think you can gain a lot of time if you pit now. There's only about 20 laps left here, and it's only a second fall off, but your fall off compared to the guys that are going to have newer tires than you if they pit later is going to be much less than if you pit now and have those fresh tires versus these guys out here on 45 lap old tires. So I think you take that risk, and as I say that, Josh Holmes and Jeff Carson and Carl Thompson all hit pit road.
A lot of drivers electing to hit pit road here, and I tell you what, I don't think Fitzpatrick can get the car down there. I think that's the problem. He tries to turn. It seems like he slows down, tries to make pit road, but the car won't turn left for him. So he's having some trouble here. He's still the 48, still limping around the racetrack here. This makes it tough to make your decision to pit, though. If something happens here with this car and we get a caution, you're going to get caught a couple laps down.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to go laps down here, pitting under green, no questions asked. And, like I said, the most dangerous time is these green flag pit stops with the fresh tires versus the old tires, and especially if you have a car like Bob Fitzpatrick, where I imagine he's probably got some type of suspension issue. I'm guessing that he lost it maybe coming out of turn 2, caught the inside wall, and it's hurt his suspension on the left front. But if somebody happens to get into him and cause a caution, you're going to be in a very bad way, especially for these leaders.
We'll have to see what they like to do. Hayward's got a 4-second lead now over that 14th Small. And the thing is, man, I don't know what they do here. This is the thing, because I think there's going to be a lot of drivers electing here. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of drivers electing to hit pit road here now. And it's going to give Hayward and them the want to pit. And I tell you what, you can't wait too long, because the new tires are going to make up a difference.
Yeah, if you wait too long, you're just giving up time for free. Granted, Hunter Hayward, he's got the time that he can afford to give up right now, but you can't give up too much. You've got this gap as a cushion. You don't want to use it up all right away. I guess he'd kind of be gauging what the 14 does. I imagine the 14 is going to probably pit a lap before Hunter Hayward will. And as soon as he sees that the 14 has gone in, Hunter Hayward will be following suit.
Well, you say that the 14's hitting pit road this time. So was the 3 of Anthony Gaudio. Looks like Kevin Zabaldil. Great run for him. He's got to the back of Anthony Gaudio there on that long run. He's going to get up onto pit road here. And these drivers do not like to hit pit road. It'll be interesting when Hayward hits pit road. Does he hit it this time? He elects to stay out again this time around. He's got, like you said, he has the gap, but can't wait too long, because there's only 14 to go. If you give up too much time here, it's not going to be enough time possibly to run that driver down.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hunter Hayward saying he's coming in this time by, so he'll be making his pit stop here, getting those fresh tires. And we'll see when everything cycles back around exactly how much time he was actually giving up there by staying out that extra lap. It looks like Richard Gonzalez is going to inherit the lead here during this cycle.
Brandon, these are the situations right here where I sit as a driver and I question myself, saying, do I take 2 tires? Because it's such a short run, and you can gain upwards of 7 to 6 seconds there.
It's very possible, and you absolutely don't need the fuel. I believe that you're going to be slower making that decision than the guys on 4, but the time that you would gain on the shorter pit stop, I think with this little amount of laps left, it might be a valid strategy. But if everybody else has already taken 4, just go ahead and take 4 with the gap you had and play it safe. You don't need to try to strategy your way into losing a race.
No, you're exactly right. I think for Hayward, it's a clear, pit for 4 tires here. But I don't know. I like the call of just trying something like that. You know, you don't have a lot of laps left. That is not a lot of time for drivers to make up that gap you can make by. Oh, and Malarkey just knocks the front end off when he hits pit road here, guys. And he just caught the barrels trying to get in too fast. And man, oh man, that's going to end up to being heavy damage on that 73. He's going to have some extra time on pit road here.
I imagine that's going to be quite a bit of engine damage too. I don't know if it'll give him any required gear repairs, but that's going to be about a minute, I'd say, of optional repairs. That was a pretty hard lick.
Very hard lick indeed it was. Now looking right now, the way it cycles out, looks like Kevin Zabladil may be the car in the second position once it all cycles through. My question is, what kind of strategy did he pull in pit road? Because he came in behind the three of Anthony Gaudio, and it looks like he just stopped, just fuel and go.
You're going to give up a little bit of time. I think if you're going to play that strategy just to get enough fuel to make it to the end of the race, you slap on the 2 tires. But with a 5.8 second pit stop for that 17, I don't know if he took 2. He may have just took a splash.
Looks like a splash. It was just a splash. No jacking up of the car. So, yeah, and look, here comes Smirol on the fresher tires. He's going to get by. Tell you what, Zabladil could still come out of here with the top 5, though. He's got about a 4-second gap.
He may have enough time here. Probably not. Stephen Carey's not too far behind, but there is a decent amount of traffic he's going to have to pass to get to the 17 of Kevin Zabladil. It's within the realm of possibility that he could eke out a 3rd place finisher, but I think absolutely a top 5 is in the cards. Not a race-winning move, but a very good finish strategy there, just taking that splash.
Very interesting call there from the 17. Hey, I gotta applaud him for trying something. That's I think that, you know, the way the strategy played out here, it gave you an option to try something, and that's why I say I gotta applaud him for just trying that.
Well, I've also got to point out the fact that he didn't take tires. If we get a caution here, he's going to be able to take tires, but I think he's going to give up far more pitting to take them than he would staying out. There's just too few laps left in this race, but yeah, definitely a good net gain here for that 17.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that strategy working out here. So, and you see, there's the 3 Anthony Gaudio. He came in behind that driver there in the 6th position, entering pit road. So, and it's about another 2 or 3 seconds back to the 90 of Brian Fine. Oh my. The 17 just missed him by an inch, guys. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr.'s car is really hurting. I tell you what, I think it was close between him and the 17 and Kevin Zabaldon on the front straightaway there.
Yeah, I think we all did that big gasp of "oh no."
Yeah, that one scared me. It caught me off guard. It popped up on my screen. I was like, no. But he made it through it. Oh, Josh Holmes in front. That's going to be a caution, guys. And there it is. First or Nissan Central caution of the night with 3 laps to go. Hunter Hayward saying, oh no. And the rest of the field saying, what can we do?
Yeah, that is definitely not what Hunter Hayward wanted to see. It looked like he had about an 8-second lead at that point. Christopher Smirol is thinking, oh, it's my moment. Got a good chance here to maybe just kind of throw the kitchen sink at the 21 and see if he can find some way to get around him with 2 laps to go here.
Looking back on the Freaky Fast replay here. You see it, the 000 Josh Holmes there. Getting a little contact from the 83 of Stephen Carey. And, you know, Carey had to go. That's the way I was looking at it. Yeah, and Holmes just kind of covered off the bottom there. And Carey, he was kind of rolling with his speed and just got to that back bumper, that 000, sent him around. And that's going to be on the caution. It's going to put David Edwards in third, too. And I tell you what, that's a scary person to have in third. He's a great restarter. And you know he's going to be aggressive on the start.
And it looks like Kevin Zabladil electing to come into the pits here to take his tires. Now, he's not going to restart that far back with these lap records.
Yeah.
But I still don't think he's going to have the time to he's going to need both green-white checkered attempts here and gain as many positions as he can on the restart to even get back to where he was. I don't think he can win the race from this, but still he may have a chance to fight for that top 5 still.
I tell you what, he could Be looking at a top 3 too, possibly, if he can get a good enough restart. I think he'll restart only in the, I believe it'll only be 7th position.
Yeah, it's a really good strategy. It worked out pretty well. Like I said, not going to be a race winning strategy, but sometimes you just, the cards just kind of fall in your favor. And the track position he's going to gain still having the fresh tires worked out very, very well. And I have to say, with the amount of track position he's still going to have, I think this is the smart move, because restarting third where he would have been, for sure he was just going to fall to the back of this lead pack on those older tires with this 2-lap run here for the first green white checkered. So a lot of chances to save himself here on these fresher tires. I believe going to be about 15 laps fresher as well.
It's gonna be interesting to see. His hands were kind of tied, like you said there. I think he had to pit, and I think that was the right call. And we'll see if he can gain positions from it, because he would have finished no worse than 8th anyways on this restart. But he could possibly gain a lot here, though.
And Zach, I'm gonna point out, look who is sitting in that 7th position.
Matt Uprup.
Up 14 spots from the start of the race. A little bit of strategy pitting earlier than a lot of these guys. I think he might have been one of the earliest cars to pit. Yeah, lap 40, made use of those fresh tires. Went from the back to the front here. Qualifying in the back is not always a bad thing. You just got to be smart and figure out a way to make your way up, and he's done exactly that. Now he really can finish no worse than 8th, so a really good strategy call out of that 16.
Very, very cool to see. And I tell you what, he's in a great looking car too. He's in that number 13 Smoky Yanook. 13 legendary. It's not the 13 in game. It's the 13 on the car, but he's the 16 in server. So, but yeah, he's still in that Smoky Yanook number 13 car. It looks really, really cool. So, get ready to go back green flag race here for our first green white checkered attempt. Going to be wild, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to everything you got. Kevin Zabaldil restarting in that 7th position with the fresh tires. Let's see what he can do as we ride on board here as the pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Green white checker number 1 here for the ARCA Evolution Series. They head down to turn 100. Hayward, great start for himself. Second, looking. Oh, David Edwards looking to the inside. Couldn't make it stick there under this Christopher scroll here as they exit off a 2. Can anybody challenge this 21? It looks like he's got the gap here as they exit off of turn 4 one final time here tonight. White flag in the air. Let's see who can bring it back to the start finish line. It's Kevin Zabaldil trying to work over Brian Fine for that 7th position with the new tires. See if he can pull something off here, but it's going to be a little too late for that 17 with the new tires as they head down the back straightaway for the final time tonight, down to 3 and 4. Hunter Hayward going to bring out a 4 and win his 4th race this season here at the ARCA Evolution Series. White flag now. Wow, it was a green white checker, wasn't it?
I'm just as confused as you are, Zach. I thought that was the end of the race as well.
It's whoa. It is now the final lap. That was okay. Let's go.
Contact in the front.
We have the checker flag. That is the end there. David Edwards is going to bring home 2nd. It looks like Anthony Gaudio is going to bring home. It looks like he'll bring home 3rd. Man, it was a green white checker. That was weird. Wow. So congrats to Hunter Hayward. Sorry about that confusion there, but literally, that was not a green white checker, but it said it was.
Yeah,
So,
that was odd.
Yeah, I literally thought, I was like, hold on, it's definitely. Here's Hunter Hayward's going to spin out here, and he's going to light them tires up here to celebrate his win here, 4th of the season here for at number 21. Points leader David Edwards is going to come out with another 2nd place finish with Anthony Gaudio in that 3rd place finish from last week's winner. We'll have to see what his thoughts about winning last week too. So, but we'll be right back here with a break. All right, we're back here, everybody, with our post-race interviews with our top 3 drivers here tonight at the Richmond Raceway after a fantastic race for the ARCA Evolution Series here. First, we got the number 3 Anthony Gaudio. Here as he brings home that 3rd position here tonight after winning last week in Martinsville. We'll have to see what his thoughts are on winning last week because we didn't get to talk to him about that, and we'll see what else his thoughts are on tonight. Hey, Anthony and Zach up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Anthony. Well, another great run here tonight after last week's win. We didn't get to talk to you about last week, so I'll bring up last week in the next question. But man, another great run for yourself here in the 3-car. You were bringing home that 3rd position. How's that feel to bring home a top 3 here tonight?
What a race! That's all I gotta say. It was caution free, like to the last couple laps, which is awesome, But other than that, the car felt great. I mean, I was taking it easy the first, half, and just trying to get some laps in, and seeing the tire wear was, kicking in fast. But other than that, congrats to Hunter on the win, and yeah, take home 3rd place. Let's go.
Yeah, it was a great race to watch all night. Like you said, really clean racing, great racing from all you guys throughout the field. It was very fun to watch. Now I got to ask you about last week because we unfortunately didn't get to talk to you last week because the results were up in the air and we were pretty sure you won. But man, it was good to hear you won. How wild was that of a finish last week?
That was I'm almost speechless. I led 1 lap and 1 lap only. I guess it's the only one that counts, but hey, you gotta be there to win it. And unfortunately, Cal's one of my buddies, and he got tangled up with David at the end of that. But all in all, it's a W.
That's right, man. That's definitely, they can't take it away from you now. You're definitely the winner there at Martinsville. Another great finish here, 3rd tonight at Richmond. So continue that good run here in that 3-car so far in your debut here at the ARCA Evolution Series, man. So congrats on that. But before we let you go, Anthony, anybody want to send a shout to, man, before we let you go?
Just let's go USA.
Awesome. Yeah, we agree on that, Anthony. So great stuff here tonight, man. And we'll catch you next time.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, that was Anthony Gaudio there in the number 3 machine, bringing home that 3rd position in that number 3. So congrats to him on 3rd here tonight. Tell you what, now we'll move on up to the Milk Duds car of David Edwards here in the 15 and see what his thoughts are here on bringing that Milk Duds thing here in the 2nd position and continue to look strong here in the points again as this season rolls on. Hey, dude, and Zach up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, I got you, Zach.
Robert loves the Milk Duds, we must say. So, man, I tell you what, the Milk Duds machine out there, she was rolling tonight, man. You started, near the tail end of that top 10 there, but you slowly worked your way up through that field as that long run progressed on. And then there, you took advantage of that last restart. It looks like Chris Merle made a little mistake, and you were able to pounce in there and get 2nd, man.
Yeah, I was content riding 3rd, and he missed one going in, and I was like, well, we're gonna stick it there and see what happens. And I still about gave it away coming off a 4. That was a hell of a run there to the checker.
Oh, it definitely was. You guys were all side by side coming down the end. I tell you what, we were a little confused up here. Some reason said that you guys were under green light checkered conditions, but it was 3 laps, so we were kind of thrown off. So that last lap, I was confused what was going on, man. But you were able to make that last lap pass there and get on by in that 15, man. But I tell you what, it's just been a great season so far for you in that 15, man. You got the 1 win to your credit. You also got 5 top 5s and 6 top 10s through these first 8 races. So, in the first 8 races so far, how would you say your seasons went so far for you?
I mean, I can't complain. I mean, like you said, you just read the stats. It just trying to be consistent, not being stupid. I have a bad habit of, forcing the issue and just trying to make more than what I can do. I just got to be able to take what the car can give me, work with that, and just get to next week. I mean, I had a little rash there of a little downturn of slowly stepping down, but it's nice to be back up here talking to you guys.
It definitely is, David. It's great to see you back up here in the top 3, my friend. It was another great finish for yourself in that 15 machine, and we love the candy cars, so keep on bringing them, man.
We'll have something special for now. I think next week's Talladega. We'll have something special for next week too.
Awesome. We can't wait to see it, man. But congrats on 2nd here tonight, and congrats on continue to hold that points lead. Anybody want to send a shout to before we let you go, David?
Thanks to you guys for putting this on every week, man. Like I said, got people that love watching, tune in every week. My wife for letting me do this on Tuesdays. Donkey Punch Racing, Matt Upbrook. Slide Jobs Racing, Curtis, Preston, Travis, GT, Sheffield. All of them guys helping us put in the work every week to be consistent here. And Ryan and everybody at Evolution Racing for giving us a place to run during the week. And we'll take this thing to Talladega and see what we can do next week.
Awesome stuff, David, man. Well, congrats on second, and we'll catch you next week at Talladega, man.
Yeah.
All right, that was David Edwards, your points leader in that 15 machine, the Milk Duds car. Fan favorite here for Robert, I must say. He's a big fan of the candy cars. Let's just say that. So we'll move on though to our Sheffield Graphics race winner here tonight at the Richmond Raceway of Hunter Hayward, getting his 4th victory here in 5 starts. I must say, a dominant young man here. We'll see what his dominant thoughts are here tonight. Hunter Hayward and Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, welcome to Victory Lane, my friend. I tell you what, it's becoming a regular here now. You got your 5th start of the season here, 4th win, man. I tell you what, Hunter, other than the Atlanta race, you've been on fire. I mean, even Atlanta, you led laps, so can't really say you weren't doing great in Atlanta. Led a lot of laps there also. But, man, I tell you what, just another great race for you here tonight. Richmond, you and Christopher Smurl battling all the way down to the very end.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome race. I know Richmond's definitely my strong suit when it comes to short tracks, and yeah, I really showed my strength out there. And I didn't have too much practice. I was really locked up with schoolwork recently, so I didn't really get too much seat time at this track. But I knew the do's and don'ts of this track, especially in the Cup car, and I know the ARCA car is kind of similar to it, so. I just stayed easy on the gas all night and stayed my tires a little bit better than everyone else. And tell you what, even when we were in and out of the pits, I mean, right before that caution came out, we were in a perfect situation. I think we were around 6 to 5.5 seconds out in front. And I mean, I knew it was our race to lose, but yeah, that was a great race.
Yeah, it definitely was your race to lose tonight, man. You had everything, short run, long run speed to back it up. Great strategy calls, and I tell you what, it was a great night for yourself in that DoorDash number 21. But next week we head to a little bit of an unknown, the wild card. Everybody says Talladega. What do you think you can do here drafting in these K&N cars next week, Hunter?
When I go to super speedway tracks, or when I go to the Cup cars, I really like to bump and shove people towards the to the front, especially when you're in that higher groove. But in ARCA cars, you try to push them, you get under their car and lift up those rear tires, and you just spin them. So you can't shove at all or push in these ARCA cars, which really kind of gets rid of my power at super speedway tracks. So then again, I really like racing at super speedway tracks. I know everyone there is good because it's just all draft and skill and everything. But I'm still pretty confident. So yeah.
Awesome stuff, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what, let's see if you can go there and get your 5th one of the season, because you've been on fire throughout this whole entire season here. It's been a pleasure to call, and very good looking cars out there too, buddy. So congrats on that, and congrats on the win. Anybody want to send a shout out to you for this victory here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to my team owner, Richard Gonzalez. Thank you for the ride. That help you're giving me during the races every single time we're in talking to each other. Same with my teammate Albert Hewins and Lon Coleman. All my fans out there, especially my parents, everyone watching out there, love all y'all. And y'all broadcasting these events is awesome. Y'all do a great job, and the league for letting me in.
Awesome stuff, Hunter, man. Well, congrats on another win up here in the Freaky Fast booth, and we'll hopefully catch you next week at Talladega, buddy.
All right, thank you. You have a good night.
You have a good night too, Hunter. All right, that was Hunter Hayward, your Sheffield Graphics race winner here tonight from the ARCA Evolution Series in that 21 machine. What a race it was. That will bring up our race results here tonight from the ARCA Evolution Series and see where your favorite drivers ended up after this fantastic 70-lap brawl here at the Richmond Raceway. Looks like Hunter Hayward going to bring home that victory. Second's going to be David Edwards. Third's going to go to Anthony Gaudio. Fourth's going to be Stephen Carey, 83. Fifth, Christopher Schmarol. Sixth going to be Brian Fine. Seventh, Kevin Zabladil. Eighth is Kevin Dowd. Ninth, Richard Gonzalez. And rounding out the top 10 is Jeff Carson. 11th will be Michael Haru. 12th, Josh Holmes. 13th, Ryan C. White. 14th, Stephen Rasick. 15th, Matthew Dude. 16th, Steve Potter. 17th, Albert Hunes. 18th, Matt Uprook. 19th, Buddy Pitts. 20th, Justin Malarkey. 21st, Carl Thompson. 22nd, Justin Hendry. 23rd, El Rothery. 24th, Jake Ashe. 25th, Bob Fitzpatrick Sr. And that will round out our 25 car field here tonight from the ARCA Evolution Series as they took on the Richmond Raceway here tonight for 70 laps. And man, it was fun to call tonight, Brandon. A lot of clean racing, and I tell you what, that's great because the race was called the Keep It Clean race, so they kept it clean out there and some great racing to go along with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something you typically get to see out of Richmond. It just favors those long runs where guys get really strung out single file, and you get a lot of strategy and pit stops under green. It was a lot of fun to call. A great restart there at the end, and final battle, and a crazy battle for third place coming across the line. So I can't wait to see what the Cup guys are going to do here in the next hour.
It's gonna be fun to watch, So don't miss that, everybody. Like we said, here in the next hour, we'll be live with the RSR Cup Series as they take on the Richmond Raceway here live on Freaky Fast Broadcast. So make sure not to miss that. Thank you all for tuning in, but we're gonna send it up to Robert Moyer Jr., boss man himself, to close out tonight.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen, for calling a great action race here at Richmond. Hopefully everybody out there enjoyed the stream here. Like they said, we will be back here with the RSR Cup Series here at Richmond as they're getting ready to go down, changing into their new suits from sweating in these ARCA cars, bringing out the Cup cars here at 9:20 Eastern here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So hopefully we catch you then. But if we don't, we want to say God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.